Hello students, welcome to our revision class of types of forces and potable water part 2. In this video, you will be learning about the potable water and its types, okay? So in our previous class, we learned about the types of forces, like for example, you learned about contact forces and non-contact forces and so on. Here in the potable water, you will be learning about the types of the impurities in water, and also you will be learning the method of purification of water. Students, in the first part, you learned about the types of forces. So here you have been discussing about the contact force and non-contact force. When in the non-contact force, you learned about gravitational force and magnetic force. But in contact force, you learned about muscular force and frictional force. Likewise, these are the types of the forces that you have learned from the first. And the next thing you learned is about the frictional force and its effects. And the topic that you are discussed here is about magnetic force and the types of the magnet. So you also learned the application of magnetic force. Last is of the water on earth. Students, when we talk about water, we all know this is essential for us to live upon. Without water, we cannot do anything else. We also know that 3/4 of the earth is covered by water. So water sustains all life on earth. But can you tell me how much of this water can we use? No. We can use only 1/100 to the total of water for drinking and domestic purpose, because other water is mostly made up of seawater. So the importance of water for drinking, we know water is important for drinking. As we say, we must make sure that the water we drink is clean, right? Water found in natural sources contain many impurities. If we drink this unclean water, we can fall back sick. We first need to remove the impurities from the water, and this process is called purification. Now can you get it, students? The removing of the impurities from water, and this process is called purification. So when we talk about the impurities, now let us learn what are the impurities of water. First one is mud, sand and gravel. These impurities does what? Of course, it helps the water to retain its part, but the impurities are visible to us. Am I right, students? You can see mud, sand and gravel there. So these include stones of all the size, small pebbles, big stones, sand particles and mud. So this is one of the impurities that is present in water. Second one is slime and algae. Have you ever noticed how much water in the pond or the lake has a greenish color and some green things floating on the top of it? Yes, this is called algae. They are the tiny plants which grow in water. So this is needed to be removed before we consume the water. The next one is of germs. When we talk about germs, some are visible, we cannot see germs with our naked eyes. They're very, very tiny. But if we consume the water with germs in it, we can get us sick and cause diseases like diarrhea, cholera and typhoid, etc. So we must make sure that all the germs in the water are killed before we drink. Salt and other minerals. So most of the water on earth is seawater, which contains salt. Salt water is unfit for drinking. So salt and other minerals need to be removed from the water before consuming. So when we talk about potable and non-potable water, we are talking about the water that is fit for drinking and free from all the impurities is called potable water. The water that has impurities in it and it is unfit for drinking is called non-potable water. So, what could be the methods of purification of water? For example, sedimentation and decantation are the best examples of purifications of water. When we leave water for a while, for example, water can be lifted in a vessel, container or something to remove certain impurities like stone, gravel and so on. When we leave the water for a while, the heavier particles like mud, gravel settle at the bottom of the container. So this is called as sedimentation. So the next process is called decantation. As you all know, decantation is something, for example, the particles after sedimentation, you can see two layers. One at the bottom will be impure and the clear water will be up. So we can pour the water into another container and leave the impurities behind. So this process of pouring of water into another container is called as decantation. Now can you get it, students? Yes. Then the next one is filtration. By filtering after decantation process, we can remove the small and minute particles by using any other cloth or any sieve to filter is called as filtration. This filter traps smaller impurities and allow clean water to pass through. Algae, slime can also be removed by filtration. The last one is boiling and chlorination. We can always boil the water before consuming. This will kill germs and it will be a potable water for us to use. We can also use chlorination to add into the water to kill the germs. Chlorine used when a very large amount of water need to be purified at once. For example, swimming pools, and when chlorine is added, it kills all the germs in the swimming pool. So the last two processes are distillation and water purifiers. You know that water purifiers that you have in your home are like RO water purifiers and UV purifiers. So these purifiers combines 2 or 3 different methods of purification to remove all the types of impurities from water. So this is called as removal of impurities from the water. So students, as you all know, the methods of purifications are sedimentation and decantation, filtration, boiling and chlorination, distillation, water purifications. Okay, so these are the types of water that can be purified. So when we talk about the other purification methods, they are done in a large part. So shall we recap again, students? In this part, you learned about what is potable water and what is non-potable water, and you also learned the types of impurities in water such as mud, sand and gravel, slime and algae, germs, salt water and other minerals. And you also learned the purification methods of water. The first one is sedimentation and decantation. Second one is filtration. Third one is boiling and chlorination. Fourth one is distillation. And fifth one is water purifiers. So these are the topics that we have discussed in today's video. Students, please watch the video fully. For the effective revision, you have to get along with this video and make this use of it. So thank you, students.